Hackers could be to blame for this. The hack caused a water tank to overflow for about 45 minutes in the small town of Muleshoe. That's in the Texas Panhandle. Officials eventually took the machine offline and switched it to manual.
Hello everyone, it's Samantha with Starkey Farmstead. Here's my question of the day. How safe is your drinking water? How safe do you think your drinking water is? And I'm going to prove something to you with the conversation I'm fixing to have with my husband. And I'm going to show you how easy it would be for a terrorist to poison you and your loved ones out of your faucet just like that. Here is the problem, folks. America's infrastructure has been failing for the past 50 years, as America has steadily sent our tax dollars, our money out of our country. Our interior that makes our country great is falling apart. Point something out to you guys. Look at this. Russian hackers hit this little bitty Texas rural town, dumping all this water out, okay? It's not the only town. Now I want to show you something. Look at how much money it would cost right now if Buffalo, New York fixed their lead pipes. Look at this. You see it? How much money has been okayed for illegal aliens in New York City? Not a penny. Not a penny to fix your pipes. You've got children with cancer, people in New York, people around New York City, Buffalo, got kids with autism. That's what I did for years, 17 years. Was dealt with children with special needs. And I am telling you right now, what is happening to most of your children is coming from the food system and from the water. So how do you change it? Be careful who you vote in, folks. If the people sitting on your city councils, your governor, your mayor, are more concerned about the illegal aliens being comfortable in your cities, Chicago, Denver, Colorado, than they are about getting out there and fixing the security and the safety of your water, you have a problem, folks. You have a problem. We have a problem. Now, this video you're going to hear next is my husband, who worked for the city of Denham Springs. That is located in Livingston Parish, Louisiana. Feel free to look it up. He worked for the sewer department close to 12 years. What he's fixing to tell you is how simple it would be to legitimately go in and poison every soul in that city. Why? Because it's so simple as to cut a lock to get to the water systems that you drink. So poisoning somebody in America, in any small town, he's going to tell you how easy it would be. Right now you got hackers dumping water. The next step, folks, is poisoning people. This is no joke. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this because if you live in a city, whether it is a large city or a small city, you had better get in touch with your mayor, your governor, your city council, your police jury, and ask them, what are the security measures surrounding our water system? How easy would it be for someone to poison the entire town? What if somebody walked in with a bag of fentanyl and just dumped it in the water system? Could they do it? Watch. Okay, Mr. Starkey, so you worked for the City of Denham Springs Sewage Department.
Yes.
For 11 years.
12 years, something like that.
Okay. How hard would it be to go in to the City of Denham Springs and poison the water system for the entire city?
Well, needless to say, I worked for the sewer department. We had padlocks, just a bolt cutters cut the locks to get in the fence. Now, we had chlorine. So City of Denham Springs has chlorine for their water system too. To bust the door open, there's no cameras. There's
no security.
No security there except for a padlock for your gate. And then they may have a lock on the door, but
Just kick that in.
Just kick that in. It's a fiberglass building, and then it's a chlorine room or dechlorination system, some kind of chemical,
Right,
basically.
but from that room,
yes, you can.
you can access water, drinking water for the entire city from that one spot.
Yes, you can access to it. I believe.
I just understand what I'm saying. I want to make this clear for people. That's the spot where they put the chlorine to the entire city.
Yes, that's where a chlorine room is, where they go in there, hook up their chlorine bottles, and it dispatches out to the city.
So everyone's drinking water is going to run through that one room.
Yeah, so you can go in there, and if you had acetylene, if you had a bottle of anything, you can go in there and hook it up to it, as long as it has the right adapters.
But is there a way to, say, open a hatch and dump a chemical into the water system?
Well, like I said, I worked for the sewer department. I'm not very familiar with the water system, but I believe there is a way to open it up and see water.
So would you say the infrastructure of America is safe from poisoning or being hijacked by terrorists?
Oh, no. I'd go to well water quick. Because
right, there's a way to do
it. City water, there's always a way to do something.
Well, let's be honest. With well water, there's a way to do something.
Yes, and needless to say, you see your water towers, there's got to be a spot that they're pumping water from underground to that well. So if you can find the source of the water, you can go over there with a sewage, little pickup truck, sewage truck, and contaminate the ground. And there you go. You contaminate the ground. You contaminate the water, because the water is going to, that sewage water is going to seep down into it.
So it's that simple.
Yeah. And they say, all right, water filters so much, but if you're getting right there at the source of it, at the well pump, that pumps up to the well, to the tower, well, you dump right there, you're pumping it straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, you are.
Going up to the building, up to the water tower, and then it's going to your mouth.
Also, folks, I'm going to show you a clip here from a gentleman talking about cybersecurity and our water systems, and how states were fighting against the EPA because they felt like they didn't have the money or the knowledge to be able to implement some of these measures that the federal government is trying to require cities to put in place to protect the citizens. Don't let them keep taking your tax dollars and not do everything in their ability to protect you. Guys, if you'd like to support what we do here at Starkey Farmstead, I'll drop the ways to do that in Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. We were demonetized for speaking the truth, but it's not going to shut me up, and I'm never going to stop. We're going to save this country, folks, waking one person up at a time, getting one child healed and set free from these diseases that they're passing down to our children through the water and the food. Because what we do here at Starkey Farmstead is regenerative agriculture. I am teaching people how to grow food without toxic chemicals and very little water. So if you'd like to be part of that, jump in, row with us. You can get hooked in, get a bi-monthly newsletter. We're going to wake you up. We're going to help you find Jesus, and we're going to help you learn to be able to take care of you and your family. Because guys, America's in a very dangerous position right now. And it wouldn't surprise me if there's not a terrorist in every town across this whole country waiting for the signal to poison that water system. And it would be as simple as what's coming up next.
Yeah, sure. Really, the legality issues are they're kind of centered on two principal points. And the issue could have been any issue, not just because it wasn't because of the concept of cybersecurity. It was really, first and foremost, an observation that they did not comply or follow the Administrative Procedures Act, which allows for a transparent public review process of regulatory actions. So that did not occur. There was zero input to that process prior to the rule being issued in March. And then secondly, we felt, along with our colleagues in the case, that it was contrary to congressional direction in the Safe Drinking Water Act, which required community water systems serving greater than 3,300 to not only assess cybersecurity threats, but also direct resources to address vulnerabilities that were identified. And so, in addition to those legal constructs that we identified, there were a number of practical implementation issues with the burden that it placed on the states. Primarily, their workforce is not oriented towards cybersecurity expertise, and that would place a tremendous burden on them to try to implement some of these elements. And it also created a condition, Greg, that would put potentially very sensitive information into the public domain, which is not in the best interest of the utility, their customers, and in fact, quite beneficial to the adversaries that would seek to do us harm.